Hey, this is my recap, my status of kind of like what's going on. We've received, or I've received quite a few comments of people asking how things are going, and I think it's awfully sweet that anybody even cares. Um, to be honest with you, I had to step away from the videos because just dealing with life and the marital issues was a lot. So trying to make videos and all those things on top of it, I just thought I need just need to focus on my kids and the relationship, and the videos had to go to the wayside. So a lot of work, and we are together. We did about 6 rounds of therapy, and the goal was to do more, like a lot more, and we still need a lot more. But then summer camp came into play, and with 2 kids, summer camp's very expensive. So we decided to take the money that we were going to spend on therapy and put some money aside to save for a really good kind of like a second honeymoon vacation, because a lot of our problems were also stemming from putting the kids first for so many years that we had not made time for us. So we made that a priority. We put some money aside to save to go to California to redo part of our honeymoon. We didn't have the funds to do anything really crazy. And my mom was kind enough to watch our children, and we kind of orchestrate that all out. That was probably the first time we'd ever left our kids. So that was hard. And then we also said, well, we can't afford the expensive therapy, but maybe we can find another program online where we can do it on our own. And we bought a 6 DVD set by John Gottman, which I love. And I'm right on board with his philosophy and his approach to fixing marital things. So we bought the 6 DVD set, which wasn't cheap, but in comparison to spending what we would spend on therapy, we thought, well, we have this at home. That'll eliminate the time process. So we bought the DVD. We were real gung-ho, making it work. Probably like the first 2 DVDs, and then we never got to the last 4. Yeah, that's just the honest truth. Because things got to a point, which I'm sure it is for a lot of people, where everything was copacetic and it was at a good enough place that life could function, where before life was barely functioning. Like, we weren't talking to each other. We were putting on the facade that everything was okay in front of our children, of course. So once we got to the place where things were more amicable and friendly, and we wanted to hang out with each other, and we wanted to go on dates, we thought, okay, well, this is still way better than it was. And we kind of let it all fall to the wayside. So fast forward 2 years, we've probably touched the DVD set twice. So, but things are good. They're not like amazing, and there's, the best marriage ever, and there's still issues, and they're the same issues from before, and we still have to work those out, but it's definitely in a much better place where we can approach those issues. And we did the trip, and the trip was amazing. Like, it really, really was. And then we realized how much we really need to make it a priority to make time for ourselves. So, again, that was like the whole first year. And then this last year, there's just been a lot of things that have happened that have been beyond our control, in which we haven't spent the time together that we probably should, or that we made a promise to. So before things get bad, we've now made another promise to each other that instead of making this big crazy trip, we're going to take the DVDs, and we're going to take a weekend at a hotel and go through and do the entire, we're just going to like balls to the wall, do it. And so we can honor the promise that we made to each other while we're in a place that is light and airy and fun, before it gets to a point where it was before, which I hope that it doesn't. So I just wanted to give a brief update on how it's all going, and that's kind of it. Definitely a work in progress. We definitely still have our issues, typical normal marriage, and that you don't have a lot of time to work on all those issues. But the most important part is that we're willing. We're willing to work on it, and that we're willing to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is a big thing for me, because I'm such a strong person and such a go-getter. So to allow him or me to be vulnerable and allow him to help me with things has been tough too. It sounds weird, but anyway, that's a whole nother video, vulnerability. So that's the status on our end, and I thank you for your feedback, positive and negative. You know, I'm not going to go into the details of some of the nasty things that people wrote, and that was kind of another reason why I had to step back away from the videos, because I was in a place where I wasn't strong enough to look beyond those comments and just see them for what they are and other people's issues, projecting on me. So, and once again, my heart goes out to all the people who are currently in this situation, and I hope that you find time to do the work, which is that's our weakest thing, is like really making it a priority. So I hope that you do that for you. And I am open to more comments, good or bad. Listen, I look at it from the perspective of, at first, after I did it, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I'm completely crazy. And I put my personal life out on the internet, which was really, really vulnerable and really scary. And I did it. And then I saw the aftermath of it. And I was like, oh my God. But I don't regret it, because I hope that somebody else, if it made one person feel better to know that they are not alone, that it was totally worth it. Because that's what I was doing for me. I needed to know that I was not the only person in this situation. And marital issues is such a hush-hush subject, but it's so important. And I don't know why we all keep it so hush-hush, because we want the illusion of everything to be perfect and perfect Instagram photos. And I'm guilty of that too. But I just miss authenticity and realness. And so I wanted to show that. And then maybe if I showed it, somebody else would in return. That it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay that life isn't perfect, and that you have things to work on. And maybe if more people did, then less people would get divorced. So the goal of the video wasn't to flash like, look at all my problems and this is how I'm going to go through a divorce. It was me working through my crap. And I posted it hoping that maybe somebody else could relate and that they're going through the same crap too. And to know that that's okay, that you don't have to put on the facade of everything being magical. So that it's raw and it's real and it's like totally sucks. Totally sucks. But it is possible to come out the other side. And I'm sure we could be in some like fantasy floating, like beautiful, picturesque, perfect marriage had we done all the therapy that we probably should have. But I'm not going anywhere and I'm not going to leave him. So I stayed and we're going to work the crap out. And we have time to do that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I wish you the best of luck in yours, and I will send you a little video. I will do another video to let you know how the therapy weekend goes with the DVDs, and I'm more than happy to share that information of the DVDs we're using, because even though I really, really liked the process and the format of the DVDs, it had nothing to do with that. It really came down to time and money, which is probably why a lot of people don't do therapy. And just the fear of being vulnerable and working your crap out, like actually having to deal with it and sit with it and like work through it. It's such a nasty but necessary process. So that's the update.